What is up, guys and gals? It's me, Thomas Fan01 here, and we're back at it again with another brand new Transformer figure review. And today we are going to be taking a look at the Transformer Studio Series number 115, Deluxe Class Rise of the Beasts Double Punch. And as you guys can pretty much already tell, it's just a Scorponok repaint. There's nothing massively special about it, other than the fact that it is, Double Punch. So, anyways, we're going to remove the figure because, we don't take a look at the figure first. We take a look at the packaging, and the packaging is quite interesting here, considering the fact that this would be the only time we actually ever saw a Double Punch in the movie. There is the planet, if I'm not mistaken, that's the planet. That's either the planet or that's the volcano in Peru. I can't 100% tell. But anyways, on the side here, we've got Double Punch. On the back here, we've got Double Punch. Transforms in 20 steps. It says Double Punch faces off against his enemies, the Maximals. So I'm going to assume this is probably afterwards. So anyways, there's Double Punch again, and here we have that, and that's pretty much it for said packaging and bringing the figure back on in. Here we have Double Punch, and I got to say, this figure definitely wears the colors better than Scorponok. I gotta say, this thing definitely wears the gray colors a lot better. I gotta say, this thing is just a little bit better than Scorponok in the terms of the fact that the paint is a little better. So, anyways, you can definitely tell that the face is still, fugglier than fugly. So, yeah, always fun. So, but anyways, there's the back, and the tail still does pop out. As I said previously, like I said, this is just a Scorponok repaint. So, anyways, now that we've taken a look at the figure like this, let's get him into scale comparisons. And the first scale comparison, here he is next to Terrorcon Freezer, Core Class Freezer to be specific. Here he is next to Deluxe Class Nightbird. Here he is next to his Commander. Here he is next to Rise of the Beasts Scourge, Sans Machine Capsule Upgrade Kit. Here he is next to Voyager Class Battle Trap. And finally, here he is next to Scorponok. Now, I think if Scorponok actually transformed in the movie and they actually showed him in robot mode and he was an actual, slave to Scourge, I think it would have made a little bit more sense. And the clones were basically just, oh, he stole my parts or whatever and cloned me or whatever it be. So, but anyways, let's remove Scorponok, and now we shall get into the transformation. And the transformation is very, very simple. It's exactly the same as Scorponok, and to do so, I like to remove the tail. You don't have to, but I like to remove it just to make my life a little easier. So we're going to remove that, set that off to the side, and we're going to start by taking these legs, bringing them all the way forward. They're on a double hinge, which you want to expose all of that. So there is that. Take these and rotate these up. Do the same thing on the other side. Activate the double hinge. Come on. Yeah, this figure's joints are very tight, which is not a bad thing. I'm not gonna say anything bad about that, definitely. So, all right, that one goes there, and this one rotates up like that. And then we can let's work on the bottom first. You're going to take this chest, which just kind of locks the legs in place. And these are on a double hinge, so the waist is going to, actually, first we're going to untab these bits right here from the butt of the Scorpion. And then we're going to activate said double hinge and just kind of lock everything into place a little bit. So you're going to shift his crotch back a little bit. It does shift back. It's not the most subtle of things, but it does shift back. So, and we'll just straighten out these legs. They're on a ball joint. You're going to do and a hinge joint. You're going to bring this down, bring this up. There's a slot here where that tab's going to go. And straighten out the foot. And there you got the foot leg all done. And then you're going to do the same thing. You're going to rotate around, hinge it up, snap that back into place. Then we're going to take this chest panel and we're going to just kind of bring it down a little bit, like so on that hinge, where it's going to snap into place, like so. Bring the head all the way down like this. Then we're going to take these. Actually, don't snap the chest in yet. Leave the chest up. You're going to shift the arms in. I apologize. I'm going to shift these in first. And then you're going to make sure everything is stable. And then we can clip the chest in. So there we go. Now that fills out that gap a little better. So I apologize, folks. That was my bad. I almost forgot a step in this transformation. So straighten everything out. Take these arms, undo them like so. Rotate at that hinge. And we're going to rotate the hands inward like so. Bring these down. Rotate that. Rotate the hand inward. And then we're going to come to his tail. We're going to straighten him out a bit. That way things look a little bit more menacing. I'm going to take this peg here. It's on a hinge joint. Just going to fold that all the way in. And there is a peg port right here. Just take that, shove that right on in, and take the fingers, and they do line up just so in the tail to where he can hold it like a weapon. So here you have it. There is Double Punch in his robot mode. And I gotta say, it's a repaint, that's for sure. It's a repaint, but it's a good repaint. I'm gonna say that. I like this paint job much better than the purple paint job on Scorponok. So that's me personally, but anyways, let's take a close look at everything here. Let's just bring in the light source. So there we go. Gotta say, quite a interesting figure for sure. And you know, the back is just kind of hanging there. I mean, you can angle these in like inward a little bit more if you want to. You don't have to, but just makes life a little easier sometimes. I like leaving them inward. It just makes my life all that much more easier, but it does add to the backpack. That is the one thing and downfall about this particular mold, is the backpack will never be proper. It just will never be right, because I mean, I feel like they kind of backed themselves into a corner, and they could have honestly engineered this to, I don't know, separate hinge. Like, if they had engineered this on a separate hinge, this could honestly fold in and complete that gap right in between the body right there. Like, seriously, that gap right there, I feel like this could easily fold on inward and into that space. But they chose to just limit themselves due to a price point. That's my issue, is they limited themselves to a price point, and the engineering had to suffer. So, and I think I said the same thing about the Scorponok molds. So, anyways, that's pretty much going to be it for certain nitpicks about this figure. So anyways, let's get into the scale comparison. We'll get into, once again, final thoughts, and then we shall rank the figure and end the video. So here he is next to Core Class Freezer. Here he is next to Deluxe Class Nightbird, who still can't stand properly. These spindly legs, man. Here he is next to Battle Trap, Voyager Class Battle Trap. Here he is, and here he is next to Scourge with the upgrade kit. And finally, here he is next to Scorponok, and as you can clearly tell, they really did not change much. They just kind of just slapped the new paint job and gave it different plastic, and honestly, that's not this is not the worst of the repaints I've seen. In fact, of all the repaints I've seen and collected over the years, this one is probably my favorite one that I've seen and collected thus far. Specifically because this color scheme suits it better than this color scheme. However, this color scheme had to come first because the name Scorponok was implied, and everybody was like, oh yeah, the Predacons, hooray! And then they did nothing with the Predacons. They basically just made them into mindless drones. So that was one thing I was not thrilled with about the movie, but at the same time, it's nice that we have two very, very cool figures. Granted, they're of the same mold, but then again, this wave has been complete not even remolds, repaints and slight remolds. So that's the only downfall I can say about this current wave is that it's just repaints and remolds. So. But anyways, getting into final thoughts, I definitely can see these two sitting on a shelf together. If I'm not mistaken, they have one more repaint of this guy left to go. I can't remember which one it is, but there is another one. It's going to be green. They had purple, red, and then they're going to have green. And that one, I think they're going to title that one Forest Scorponok or Jungle Scorponok. I can't remember which one they were going to do, but they're going to do a third one. They have to because they've already said they're going to. So there's that's happening. And then we've got Stratosphere, and then we've got Transit are being the last figures that they're going to do for Rise of the Beast. So, I mean, we pretty much been eating good, Transformer fans. We've been eating pretty darn good the last couple of years, and it looks like we're not about to stop anytime soon. So, anyways, this concludes the final thoughts section for this bit, and I gotta say, if I'm gonna rank this thing out of the repaints I've picked up, this one probably would have been my very first one that I would recommend you pick up. If you have Scorponok, great, not a bad figure, but if you can manage to get a hold of this guy, it looks a lot better with your Predacons and with your Terracons. So, real quickly, let's get a family photo going on here of all of our baddies. Let's get us all going here. I don't have Novocaine because I just chose not to get Novocaine. So there's that. There's Nightbird. Let's get Battle Trap going on here. And then we'll have Scourge going on right here. I apologize for my neighbor. He likes to rev his truck, and it annoys the crap out of everybody, including me. So, anyways, here we have the Terracon and Predacon family photo portrait that goes on here. I'm only missing Novocaine. I just don't need Novocaine. So, but anyways, this has been the review for the Transformers. Actually, I didn't even rank the figure yet. I apologize. Let's rank him really quickly. Let's rank this dude. This dude, I'm going to say, let's rank him a good... Out of all the repaints I've seen so far, I think this is probably one of the better ones that I've gotten a hold of. So we're going to call this... Let's say 8. I'll give it an... Actually, no. I'll give it an 8.5 because they seriously had an opportunity with this figure to go back and refix this engineering, and they chose not to. So, you know, that's my one thing I don't like about it. But then again, I digress. So, anyways, this has been the review for the Transformers Studios series number 115, Rise of the Beast Deluxe Class Double Punch. And this is Thomas Fan01 saying, do not forget to keep playing with your toys. Don't forget.